Welcome back. The city of Sarasota is looking at spending millions of dollars to make improvements to a main road.
The proposed changes for the west end of Fruitville Road would make it more convenient for pedestrians, but not necessarily for bicyclists. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us live from Fruitville with more on this. Rick.
Yeah, guys, the proposed plans would get rid of the bike lanes here. It's something that has some bicyclists all fired up.
Big changes could soon be coming to Fruitville Road between US 41 and US 301. The proposed changes would eliminate the bike lanes on that stretch of road. Mike Lachey, Executive Director of Bicycle Pedestrian Advocates, says he's pushing hard to make sure that doesn't happen.
Fruitville Road is the only, perhaps with the exception of University Parkway, the only road we have for bicyclists to travel east-west. So if you're a cook or you're a student or something like that and you want to get from 41 to 301 to I-75, Fruitville Road is critical.
A big part of the problem here on Fruitville Road are the sidewalks. Right now, they're about 4 feet wide. The city says it's not wide enough to accommodate people walking up and down the street here.
The city of Sarasota is considering two $9 million alternatives for Fruitville Road. The first plan is to widen the sidewalks to 10 feet. The second alternative would add 3 roundabouts at the intersections of Fruitville at Coconut, Central, and Lemon, allowing for the sidewalks to be widened to 16 feet.
Our analysis and traffic studies have shown that there are few bicyclists utilizing this corridor today. And the ones that do generally are only on the corridor for short periods of time.
Stancil says these plans would also help tie in neighborhoods to the north of Fruitville Road with the downtown area.
It'll make it safer for pedestrians. It'll create more pedestrian activity, and by more pedestrian activity, you create economic development as well.
Under these plans, bicyclists would have to use 2nd Street on the south of Fruitville or 4th Street on the north side of it. Lachey tells us he would like the city to take a look at something he's come up with, which he says is a win-win for bicyclists and pedestrians.
We have come up with plans that the Secretary of Transportation District 1 helped me draft, which provide bike lanes and wide sidewalks. And so those plans are readily available.
If city commissioners approve any of the proposed plans, work on Fruitville Road would get underway in late 2017.
And a public hearing will be held on this in about 2 months. Then it will go in front of city commissioners. Reporting live from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Thank you, Rick. Despite protests from residents, Benderson Development is moving forward with plans for the Siesta Promenade. The multi-use project is planned for the intersection of US 41 and Stickney Point. It includes upwards of 500 apartments and condos, along with a hotel and retail space. Residents worry it will cause more congestion in an area with already heavy traffic. Some suggest scaling back the size of the project, but Benderson is confident in its design.
We're very confident that's the right number for this project. It's not overly dense. It's certainly not the sort of density you're seeing being built downtown, but we're still in the urban core here, and it's the right kind of density to build for a project like this so close to Siesta Key.
Tonight on ABC 7 at 7, we'll have more on this promenade project and speak with those on both sides.
Opponents of a solar energy ballot initiative are rolling out a coalition linking environmentalists and the Green Party of Florida with groups of Republicans and Libertarians. The Vote No on One campaign takes aim at Amendment 1 on the November ballot. It's supported by a group known as Consumers for Smart Solar. Amendment 1 would essentially put into the state constitution existing rules on the use of solar energy in Florida. But critics feel the amendment would limit rooftop energy choices, reduce competition, and expand the monopoly powers of the state's giant utilities.
This is the utility companies using trigger words and fear-mongering to dupe Florida voters into allowing them to place constraints on anyone who would hope to produce solar power in their homes or at their business.
However, supporters say the intent of the amendment is to protect the rights of Floridians to generate their own solar electricity while ensuring government continues to have a role that protects consumers against unfair subsidies.
A growing problem in Northport seems to be unkept grass and trees, and some homeowners are concerned that neglected sidewalks are becoming a safety hazard. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley tells us who is responsible for the upkeep.
Well, some residents are concerned about low-hanging branches like this with grassy sidewalks. The big question here is what happens if somebody trips and falls?
I'm 91 years old and I want to get my exercise in, and walking is one of the best ways.
For Ruth Hill, walking her neighborhood is a treacherous exercise.
The weeds are so high that I try to step up over them, but I can't, and I go into them.
In fact, when we went for a walk with Hill, her toe got caught in the weeds and she nearly fell forward.
The weeds get between my toes, and I almost go down, and Fran is right with me, then I can hold on.
If I'm not right behind her, the first time it happened, I happened to be right behind her, so I caught her.
After Hill nearly fell the first time, her walking partner and neighbor Fran Overton reached out to us to look into it. We contacted the City of Northport, and Public Works Director Julie Balia came out to see for herself.
We want the residents to be safe, and we have a process to go through to make sure that that happens.
As it turns out, it's on the homeowners, and they could be cited.
The grass is the homeowner's responsibility. The homeowner is required to keep the sidewalk free and clear of all weeds and debris.
At least half a dozen homes in this neighborhood have similar problems. Balia says after those residents are cited, they will have 30 days to clean up their sidewalks. The City of Northport Code Enforcement will be coming out shortly to survey the entire neighborhood and cite homeowners who are not in compliance. In Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher.
Let's get a check on our weather now. Hot day on the Suncoast.
Yes, it is.
Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with more. Bob?
Yeah, 94 degrees so far. We're waiting for the official to come in from the National Weather Service as far as the high goes at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. There are some showers around cooling things down, though. You can see that activity, a couple of them producing some lightning strikes now just north of Northport, well east of the interstate you see here. But we do have some showers along the interstate near Fruitville and all the way down to Clark Road, and some showers out now near Siesta Key and Lido. This activity south of Venice, near South Venice, and just north of Inglewood. A moderate shower activity moving off very slowly to the west right now, and this just kind of flared up within the last half hour near Sarasota, as I mentioned, heading out toward St. Armand Circle and toward Siesta Key. It could generate a lightning strike or two. And then that activity along I-75. You see the motion and movement basically to the west at 10 miles an hour, and it looks as though we'll see additional showers and storms popping up into Manatee County throughout the evening. So keep that in mind. Most areas there in Manatee quiet right now. Details in your forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The man who spent time in jail for landing a gyrocopter on the Capitol lawn in Washington is back home in Ruskin, Florida tonight. Douglas Hughes was released from jail after serving 3 months of a 4-month sentence at Federal Detention Center, Miami. In April of 2015, he flew the gyrocopter through some of the most restricted U.S. airspace. Hughes has said he performed the flight as a way to call attention to the influence of big money in politics.
Ryan Lochte has agreed to the ban from the United States Olympic Committee. The gold medalist is banned from swimming through next June and will miss out on $100,000 in bonus money that went with his gold medal. It's part of the penalty for his drunken encounter at a Rio gas station during last month's games. He can't access USOC training centers, must perform 20 hours of community service, and will miss Team USA's post-Olympic trip to the White House. The other 3 swimmers involved in the incident have all agreed to 4-month suspensions. Tim Tebow now has a team to pursue his dream of playing Major League Baseball. The New York Mets signing Tebow to a minor league contract. Former NFL quarterback and Florida Gator held an open tryout last week in front of scouts from 28 Major League teams. Tebow will play in the Mets Instructional League in Port St. Lucie. The 29-year-old hasn't played competitive baseball since high school. Tebow gave up football after not making the Eagles roster last summer.
Students at the State College of Florida Collegiate School are putting their homework assignment to good use. 60 students were tasked with writing a book in English and Spanish to send to a child in another country. They had to research, write, draw, and translate their stories into Spanish. The assignment is part of an initiative to expand students' horizons and communicate with people around the world.
One of our initiatives is for students to be global citizens, to be globally aware of what's going on in the world. So our 6th grade class last year, we decided to promote literacy.
My book is about colors, and it is written in Spanish and English, so the kids in Honduras can translate from Spanish to English, so it'll help them learn English too.
Each student wrote their own book. All of the books were originally set to go to Guatemala, but they will now be sent to a former SCF collegiate school teacher in Honduras, who will then distribute them to her students there.
Muy bien. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
Yes.
Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, the Zika virus spreading through Florida.
More pregnant women are infected with the virus, and now doctors say they're finding problems beyond microcephaly.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Ford Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
The fight against Zika continues, but more patients, including pregnant women, are being diagnosed.
Officials say it's critical to control the spread now. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
Health officials confirming 80 pregnant women have now tested positive for the Zika virus in Florida, as doctors in Miami say they're now treating a second baby born with Zika-related birth defects. Experts explain many more cases are expected, especially if federal funding to combat the virus isn't approved soon.
If public health gets the job done now, then next spring or summer, we're going to see far fewer babies who are affected. If they don't get the job done, next spring and summer, it could be a nightmare.
Now controversy over efforts to prevent the spread of the virus, which has already been contracted locally by at least 56 people in Florida. It's gonna poison us. Protests in Miami Beach over plans to do aerial spraying to kill mosquitoes that carry Zika.
Concerned that now that it's going to be has the potential of being worse than actually contracting the Zika.
Doctors insisting spraying is a safe, effective method, as they warn of new findings of the impacts of the Zika virus beyond the birth defect microcephaly.
We're finding more subtle features than just microcephaly. Calcifications, eye problems, ear problems. As these children grow month after month and they're evaluated month after month, some initially look normal on neurologic exam and then are not meeting milestones.
And those doctors add the long-term effects still aren't known. Meanwhile, despite the protests, aerial mosquito spraying in Miami Beach is still scheduled for Friday morning. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
Now let's head over to Bob and get a check on some showers moving in.
Yeah, moving in downtown Sarasota right now. Get a look at the Van Wezel webcam looking out off toward the bridge there. You'll see at 2 o'clock fair weather cumulus clouds around. But now the last frame, you'll see showers have moved in heading toward St. Armand Circle and Lido and also the southern end portion of Longboat Key right now. And get a look at this photo. This sent in from Norm Schimmel. He always sends photos in. This is his shot earlier today, looking at some nice fair weather cumulus clouds toward downtown Sarasota. He named this bridge over calm waters as opposed to bridge over troubled waters, but it's troubled now as a result of the storms moving on through. And you can see that rainfall pushing off to the west very quickly. Not much behind it. Showers starting to pop up here and there, so we'll keep about a 30% chance for a few passing showers in through the next couple of hours, and things should be relatively quiet after that. You can see that rainfall making its way to the west at 10 to 15 miles an hour. This shower here containing just a few lightning strikes. So we're not really back into that summer pattern quite yet, but it will get here soon enough. Longboat Key getting some rainfall now, the southern end, all the way down to Ben Franklin Drive on Lido, and then we can see some showers even north Siesta at this point. A little bit of light to moderate rainfall there. There was a shower there just near South Bay about 10 minutes ago, but that has since moved on. 94 currently under fair skies, and the dew point 71. Humidity fairly low at 47%. The pressure has been dropping slightly throughout the day. The high today, 1 degree shy of a record, 95. The official high at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, 76. The morning low, that too running above average at 75 is our normal low temperature. 65, the record low temperature. No rainfall to report today. And for the month, we're still above average. As far as the satellite and radar review goes, you can see that line of clouds here. This is associated with a trough of low pressure, and it's just too much shear going on here for that to allow it to develop. In the tropics, however, look at this cloud mass looking rather impressive. Earlier, there was even some rotation here. The National Hurricane Center not giving much of a chance, but if it were to develop, more than likely into the open waters of the Atlantic. This is some here. We'll have to keep an eye on it. It's poorly organized, a large cluster of showers and storms. It has about a 60% chance developing into our next name system over the next 5 days. For us, not to worry about tropics over the weekend. Just some tropical moisture coming back into play. As you see this moisture kind of working its way northward, and this dry air will thin out. It's been hanging around for the past 2 days now, kind of shutting things down. The future forecast showing showers and storms scattered about this evening. They'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Looks like basically after 4 or 5 o'clock, the rain chance increasing somewhat on Saturday as a little bit more of that southeasterly wind flow comes in and that dry air scoots out of here. And then Sunday, maybe late morning, early afternoon showers near the coast as a result of a front moving down. Look at this. Hotter in Washington, the nation's capital, today than it was here in Sarasota and in the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. 95 in Dallas and 77 in Minneapolis. For boaters, it looks pretty good. Light chop out there. Seas running 2 feet or less. Winds out of the east, changing to the north at 5 to 10 knots. And the water temperature of 84 degrees, 89 for area beaches. That'll be the high temperature tomorrow. Inland areas will see low 90s. Low tide upcoming just before midnight, and another one at 2:17. The sunset will be at 7:42, sunrise at 7:13. Isolated showers continuing over the next couple of hours, and then partly cloudy skies. And for tomorrow, mainly afternoon storms, partly cloudy, 40% chance for rain, a high near 92, so above average. And the extended forecast does call for increasing chances for rainfall in the afternoon and evening. We'll feel a little warmer, too, as the humidity starts to increase a little bit, too, on the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. There are 2 crashes near I-75. There's one on State Road 70 in the eastbound lanes near the entrance for I-75. There's another accident in the westbound lanes of University Parkway near I-75.
Ford is adding 1.5 million cars to a recall for doors that can pop open while the vehicles are moving. The company says the recall is a request by the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. This recall expansion includes various models, years of the Focus, Escape, Mustang, as well as the Ford Transit Connect small van. Ford says a spring tab in the door latches can break, and then the doors won't close and could even pop open. Wells Fargo has been hit with an $185 million fine for opening millions of unauthorized accounts in order to satisfy sales goals. 5,300 employees have been fired for it, Investigators say thousands of employees at Wells Fargo opened accounts and then moved funds that led to customers being charged. As part of an agreement with regulators, Wells Fargo will also compensate customers who had to pay fees or charges for those accounts.
You may see some Walgreens stores shut down. The company says it may have to unload more stores than expected because of the ongoing Rite Aid deal. Walgreens says it will probably have to divest more than 500 stores to ease antitrust concerns over its pending $9 billion acquisition of Rite Aid. Walgreens still expects to complete the deal this year. It would make the nation's largest drugstore chain even larger.
All right, your entertainment news is coming up next.
When urgency matters.
Some Hurricane Hermine. Now it's Hurricane. It just came across.
When danger looms around the corner.
Oh, Nelly.
When safety comes first. When tropical weather threatens the Suncoast. We're here for you.
On Saturday, September 10th, thousands will walk together at Nathan Benderson Park for the 2016 Suncoast Heart Walk. I'm Scott Dennis, ABC 7. Join us for an inspiring, fun-filled day as we raise funds, celebrate survivors, and honor loved ones lost. The Suncoast Heart Walk is the American Heart Association's premier event to fight cardiovascular diseases. The 2016 Suncoast Heart Walk, September 10th. And for more information, visit suncoastheartwalk.org and take the first steps towards living a heart-healthy life.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
The new movie Sully will be released tomorrow, but investigators involved in the incident that the film is based on are hoping it doesn't give them a bad rap.
They say the film makes them look like prosecutors out to blame the pilot for the accident. Chesley Sullenberger, known as Sully, managed to land the U.S. Airways plane on the Hudson River in 2009, saving the lives of all 150 passengers on board. The lead investigator says he's concerned people who see the movie will be reluctant to cooperate with the NTSB in the future. Phoenix police have recovered $3 million in jewelry that was taken from a tour bus used by rapper Drake. 21-year-old Trayvon King is in police custody on charges related to the burglary. Investigators identified him through surveillance footage. A briefcase containing jewelry went missing from the tour bus while Drake was performing downtown.
Another record-breaking show for Bruce Springsteen last night. Springsteen and his band performing for nearly 4 hours and 4 minutes at a park in Philadelphia. It's the longest show the group has ever played in the U.S. It broke its previous record, which was 4 straight hours in New Jersey last month. The concert is part of Springsteen's U.S. and European tour, which wraps up on September 14th outside Boston.
The war between vampires and lycans continues in Underworld: Blood Wars. The latest sequel follows Kate Beckinsale in her role as the vampire death dealer, Selene, and her fight to keep her and the ones closest to her from extinction. This is the 5th film in the action horror franchise. It hits theaters on January 6th, 2017.
50 years ago today, we were transported to the final frontier. That's when the very first episode of Star Trek hit the small screen. Although the series only lasted 3 seasons, the show was groundbreaking for the era with a diverse cast and progressive stance on civil rights. It eventually caught on with viewers in syndication. The original Star Trek spawned 7 TV series, including one launching next year, and 13 movies. How about that?
Say it was just a little bit of a success.
Yeah. Live long and prosper. Right?
I was never really into Star Trek. Not shocking, but I know a lot of people, big fans.
I love it. We'll be right back with more news.
40 Carrots Family Center and the Community Foundation of Sarasota County present a free speaker event, The Gift of Failure, How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go So Their Children Can Succeed, featuring author and educator Jessica Leahy at Hyatt Regency Sarasota on Monday, September 12th. Discover how to motivate kids to learn for the sake of learning. Wean kids off rewards, bribes, and parental reminders, and approach parenting as a journey toward competence. RSVP required at 40carrots.org. That's FORTY carrots.org.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.